Well, hey folks, it's Mike from Profiling Evil, and I've got 3 ways that you can help children who have been victims of sexual, physical, or emotional abuse. Stay tuned. Well, hey folks, it's Mike from Profiling Evil. And last weekend, just before I left London, I had the chance to jump on with Web Sleuths and Tricia to talk about the Children's Justice Center. It's a place where you can donate to help children who have been victimized through sexual abuse, physical abuse, or emotional trauma. These centers are amazing, and I've got a little video here I want you to watch. The very best, and tell you a little bit about the Children's Justice Center in northern Utah. There are actually, I believe, about 26 Children's Justice Centers in the state of Utah now, and literally hundreds of centers across the United States. Many of them go by the title of a Children's Advocacy Center. But these centers are designed to help children going through some very traumatic physical, sexual, or emotional abuse. And it's a place where children can receive forensic evaluations. They can talk to law enforcement in preparation for criminal cases, and they can be counseled by forensic psychologists who work directly with children. You know, I had the privilege 33 years ago of helping bring the second Children's Justice Center in the United States, perhaps even the world, into existence. It was under the leadership of then County Attorney Reed M. Richards. I happened to be his chief of staff at the time, and Reed had this vision of a place where law enforcement, where forensics, where medical and psychological help could come together in the benefit of children. His experience at that time was as a new county attorney dealing with criminal cases where he would see children being interviewed in some pretty dark and dusty corners of the police department. Sometimes smoke-filled rooms, other places where there were suspects being interviewed by cops in one room and children being interviewed in the next. And he just didn't believe that it was acceptable that children should have to be put in those kinds of circumstances. And frankly, the community agreed. It took some time, but we raised enough money to build the first Children's Justice Center in the state, second one in the country, and we were incredibly proud of that. And as luck or misfortune would have it, my investigation into the Zion Society, and you can read about that in my book, Deceived, an investigative memoir of the Zion Society cult, was just coming to a head. We were heads down in the middle of this investigation just as the center was opening its doors. On that fateful morning when we raided the compound, we took cult members into custody, and we secured and safely removed 32 children from that cult. The first children to go through the doors of that new Children's Justice Center were the victims of the Zion Society cult. They had literally been forced to endure sexual assaults and rapes that went into the thousands. In fact, on a recent Dr. Phil episode, I appeared with these now 45-year-old women who at that point were, 10 to 14 years old. And on Dr. Phil, I mentioned that I believed that we had more than 4,000 rapes and sexual assaults against the children. The girls, now adult women, beautiful adult women, were quick to respond. Not 4,000, tried doubling it and said maybe more like 8,000 or more. The numbers were incredible, and each child was forced to endure hundreds of assaults. The center became very important to us at that point, and that's why we've donated the proceeds from our book, Deceived, and a new podcast that will be coming out toward the Children's Justice Center. And I want to invite each of you to do the same thing. If you're interested, you can put forth some money and help the Children's Justice Center. Last year, we were able to take a large sum of money from donations that we'd received through book sales and through your kind donations on our YouTube channel, and give those to the Children's Justice Center to pay for a ground study and preparation for the building of this new complex that's scheduled to break ground in just a few months. We are so excited, thinking maybe September we'll have a groundbreaking. And here's some images of that Children's Justice Center and what it's intended to look like. The center director, Rod Layton, and I were street cops together. He has gone on to revolutionize the Children's Justice Center, and I'm so proud of him. And I'm going to put a link not only on the video screen here, but I hope that Tricia will put it in the description below where you can donate. So just donate to cjcogden.org. And in your little notation there, put for the building fund. And that will help us as we continue to work toward putting this new building into existence. I think. Thanks, Rod. And you know, these four and their fellow children in the group were among the first to go to the first Children's Justice Center in the state. You know Bonnie, and Bonnie and I talked, and we've decided that the proceeds from the Deceived book will go to this new Children's Justice Center.
We can open this?
Yeah, there's nothing in it, but please do open it. No, there's.
I know Mike pretty well. There's probably nothing.
But we want you to know that it's because of you that money's available, and we just feel so honored to do it.
Wow.
And you all are the reason that it happens. So.
Thank you, Mike. It's interesting because I ran into a little problem with my building the other day, just a bit to get this thing started, and where we needed a little bump thing, and now we can do it. Because I didn't have the money to make sure the land is gonna, there's some issues with the soil, and we have to get the soil checked and we have to make sure that passes the inspections. And so I don't have another source of money right now. And that will get me there.
That's great.
So thank you. I didn't expect this much.
Well, good. We hope that there's much more. So I think you're going to feel proud of your contribution to that. I certainly would be grateful for that. This investigation. By the way, folks, in that case, we ended up arresting and convicting 12 individuals. The self-proclaimed prophet in that case died in prison. I don't know what it would have been like had it continued on, but I do know that it changed the lives of the children who were once victims and now survivors. You can donate any amount, folks. Every little penny is going to help these people as they build this new fund. But make sure you're indicating that it's for the building fund of the new Children's Justice Center. I hope it's going to break ground in about October of this year. And we're going to have the kids from the Zion Society there to participate in that groundbreaking. Now, another way you can do it is by picking up my book, Deceived. We announced when we released Deceived that the proceeds from that book are going to the Children's Justice Center. We used that money to start this building process, as you saw in the video a minute ago. So just know we're not padding our pockets with what we get out of that purchase of that book. We're using it to help the Justice Center and to help kids and to train law enforcement in investigating these kinds of. And the third way that you can help kids is just stand by for our new podcast that's going to be coming out in the fall about the Zion Society. And then share us with your friends in hopes that anyone who feels like they'd like to donate and help minimize the impact that these horrible events have on children, that they have a place where they can donate and take part in healing. Hey, thanks so much for your support of Profiling Evil. This has nothing to do with any of the cases that are going on, and it has nothing to do with padding our pockets at Profiling Evil. It's all about building this new Children's Justice Center, and I hope you'll just take a few moments and go to the link that's provided down below and on your screen here and send a little bit of money to the Children's Justice Center. Again, indicate that it's for the building fund and nowhere else. And that way we can ensure that this building gets put together as quickly as possible. Thanks so much for your support of Profiling Evil. I hope you're looking for us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And thanks for subscribing. And make sure you're listening to our audio podcasts on your favorite podcast platform. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you soon at the next crime scene.